In this video, we are going to continue with our journey of adding somewhere into the interior of this. So, really obvious one is we need somewhere for the driver and the passenger to actually sit. So, we need to design a nice chair just to go on the inside of this bit. Don't know whether you'd still call it a deck, if it's just a speedboat car, a cockpit, or an interior, but either way, somewhere for people to sit. So to do that, what we are going to do is we are going to create a sketch. And we're going to create it on this face just on the inside here. And what we're going to select this time, because it doesn't need to be exactly perfect, is we are just going to go with a 2-point rectangle. I'm just going to add it somewhere a little bit set back, just so he's got enough room for the feet and the pedals. I'm just going to create a rectangle about that size. I'm also going to add one just next to it with the same width, but a slightly thinner height. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use one part of that to make the actual bit that you sit on, and the bit behind is going to be the backrest. Now that we've added those, we're going to click on Finish Sketch, click on the Home button just so it's a bit easier to view, click on Extrude. What we're going to do is we're going to extrude this bit up again just by eye. I'm going to go with about what looks right to me, about 150. And this is the important bit. We're just going to make this a new body. We want those seats to be separate to the rest of the car. Once you've done this, simply click OK. And again, don't panic. The sketch hasn't been deleted by Fusion. It is not that nasty to us. What it's done instead, it has assumed that we are finished with it as we've created a body from it. All we have to do is go in the browser and turn the visibility back on. What we're going to do this time is we are going to extrude the backrest. And as you know, the backrest needs to be higher than the actual part that we sit on. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to make this slightly bigger than just this little edge here. So I just want it to stick out above the sort of interior wall by just a small amount. Again, I want this to be joined to the seat, but not to the rest of the car. So what I can do here is go into the bodies folder and I can just hide body one. So now when this operation says join, it's going to join just to the rest of the seat. I'm going to keep it like this with just the seat isolated because it just makes our lives a little bit easier. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to construct and we're going to create an offset plane that sits just a little bit above our seat. So I'm just going to go with 100 millimeters. What I'm going to do now is create a sketch on top of this offset plane. Because we want to trace around this one, we are going to add a project. Because we've used that one before, I'm going to tell you the keyboard shortcut. Really easy. It's just P for project. Click on this face because that's what we want to add to it. And this time, when we select our rectangle, we are going to select a center rectangle. What we can do is align this up with one edge, line it up with the edge that is vertical, and should line up with both at once. What we're going to do is just zoom in a bit more and we're going to add a rectangle that is slightly smaller than the one that we've already got. We could have also used a offset to do this, but either way is fine. Once we've done that, simply click Finish Sketch, click the Home button. What we're going to do is we're going to add a shape that joins these, just to add a bit of a headrest to this. We're going to go to the Create drop-down menu and we're going to select Loft. Select the first profile. What's really important when we select the second profile is that we select the profile itself and not the center point, because that will just make a big spike, which isn't going to be very comfy for our driver. I'm fine with it to be joined, it will just make it part of the seat. and then simply click on OK again. Going to bring body one back into the situation. Just have a little look at our seat and make sure we're happy. Turn that sketch off since we are finished with it. And we're going to leave this one just here. And we're going to start to round this off in the next video, just so it looks a bit more like a nice comfy seat.